Now, let's say we get you on like 125 milligrams of MDMA, and now you're feeling so euphoric.
You do not need to take any kind of drugs in order for hypnotherapy to be maximally effective. I'm Dr. Clayton. Nothing I say is medical advice. Everything is my opinion. Thank you, Mr. Scott, for making this video. I've noticed a lot recently people recommending taking drugs in conjunction with some kind of therapy in order to enhance the therapy. It sounds like Mr. Scott's argument is that if you're in a really low state, you can take drugs and be in a higher state where a therapist can more easily work with you. My first response to Mr. Scott's argument is, number one, hypnosis has no need for MDMA or any other drug in order to get you into the correct state. Hypnosis is definitely powerful enough to get you into exactly the state you need. You don't need a drug to sort of bring you up. Your brain is already able to do that, and hypnosis is the best way to tap into those states. My second argument is a little bit more complex. It sounds like Mr. Scott is saying you can condition your brain to feel happy in response to a previously traumatic experience. He used the example of McDonald's. Like if you have a traumatic experience and see McDonald's, whenever you see McDonald's, you'll have that traumatic experience again. Then if you take a drug to bring yourself up and then look at the McDonald's again, you'll kind of reconnect McDonald's with a positive experience instead. The problem is both of those two experiences are just conditioning, and conditioning wears on and off. It's not something that your brain is learning to do. It's just associating the two things temporarily. So let's say you have a traumatic experience when you look at McDonald's and then McDonald's triggers that experience. Wouldn't it be better to actually work through the traumatic experience so that it's not traumatic anymore, rather than trying to just create a new conditional response whenever you see McDonald's? If someone comes to me and says, hey, a dog bit me and now I'm afraid of dogs, I'm not going to give them drugs and then have them look at dogs some more to try to replace one conditioning experience with another. We're going to sit down and we're going to work through that experience so that you don't have to be afraid of dogs anymore. If someone had a bad experience with, say, math in middle school and now they are afraid of math, I'm not going to give them drugs and then have them do math to try to associate the drugs and the math. I'm instead going to help them understand that math can be fun and effective. So the primary lesson here is, rather than trying to artificially change your state to condition yourself, instead figure out why you feel a certain way about a certain stimulus and actually resolve it and fix it and learn to think about it in a healthier way. I think Mr. Scott might respond by saying, oh, well, you can resolve it and then have the drugs also. And my fundamental problem with that is that you don't need the drugs, and I'm not going to introduce drugs in a situation where it's not needed. Just resolve the issue, and you could fully do that with hypnotherapy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for Mr. Scott for making the original video. If you like this content, hit the like button, hit the follow button, check my bio if you need more help, and I'll see you soon.